Cast your mind back to February this year. We welcomed Andrew Cox from Tremendous Health into the RTR FM studio to tell us all about sound therapy. What we didn't expect was an impromptu 15-minute live sound bath, but it was exactly what we needed that morning. Something tells me after this year we could all do with the healing sounds of Andrew's gongs and crystal bowls. And luckily, he's back this time working in collaboration with SciTech to bring us the sounds of the universe. Andrew Cox is here right now. Hello.
Hello.
How have you been, mate?
I've been fantastic. Thanks for having us back.
Thank you so much for coming back. You have loaded my studio up once again with lots of shiny objects. I'm going to pop a Facebook Live up in a moment for folks who want to have a look as well as listen into what's happening in the studio. Before we talk about what you're doing this weekend, though, I imagine a lot of people this year have maybe turned to sound healing. What's it been like from a practitioner standpoint?
It's been really busy. Previously, last year, we used to advertise. This year, we've just been fully booked, usually a week in advance. So, yeah, we've had a lot of happy people coming along and a lot of people really enjoying it, embracing it. We've had some amazing stories from people that have had some, really interesting experiences, very looking down deep within and finding things in their life that have really helped them. So
is it just
great.
A thing of this year has been so chaotic for so many people? This has been like a really nice way to sort of centre and ground again?
It may have been, yeah, I think so. And, I think there's not an awful lot of events on in Perth right now. So people have been, really embracing it. And we found that people have been searching for it as well. So it's certainly becoming a more popular modality. And, we're seeing a lot of people coming back multiple times. It's been great to see so many people and help people as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, this weekend you were down at SciTech. You're going to be inside the planetarium, which I think has to be one of the world first ever things that is happening. You were telling me that the planetarium is designed to not hear any sound, and so you're going to bring all your stuff inside. What's going on?
Oh, they've done a fantastic job of sound deadening any sort of random sounds inside the planetarium. I mean, there's a fabulous speaker system in there. It's absolutely world class. So, fortunately the gongs are really loud. So we will be able to project the sounds really nicely, and we've got a fantastic sound engineer who's going to come and help project some of the sound for the folks at the back of the room as well. So we should have a really even amount of sound. But yeah, it was a bit of an interesting challenge when we first went for the first sound check.
And so it's sounds of the universe. Do music and space have that much in common?
Absolutely, yeah. I had no idea. So when I first got interested in vibrational health and the different instruments that I play, I came across a whole series of instruments that are tuned to planets. So in the late 1970s, a gentleman, a mathematician named Hans Cousteau, started to measure the vibration of different bodies in space, different planets and things. So he has a calculation. So, for example, the Earth, if you multiply the 24 hours and then work out the minutes and the seconds, so you eventually come to a calculation of about 84,000 seconds, I think, per day. And you multiply that by 24 times, and you arrive at an audible frequency. So obviously you can't hear the Earth, but if you could hear the Earth humming, you arrive at a note that's just very close to A, as we know it in the harmonic scale. And so a lot of the gong manufacturers and some other instrument makers have designed or built instruments that are tuned to the different planetary bodies, and people connect to them and find a really interesting relationship with those bodies. So this event, Sounds of the Universe, is an extension of that. I thought, well, wouldn't it be fantastic to play planet-tuned instruments in the planetarium, and we'll have images of all the different planets going on, corresponding planets. So it's not just romantic, but it's really interesting to listen to as well. And
yeah,
I think it's going to be fantastic.
I think I said this last time you were here, but it just feels like there's this wave of calm coming over you, and what you've just described sounds like the ultimate visual and audio wave of calm.
I hope so.
That's what exactly we need this year.
Yes.
You've got your gongs tuned to the planets. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't tune them myself. They I buy them like that.
Sure.
There's a lot of hammering, I think, goes on to make that. So, we've got many gongs and many planets. There's Jupiter. There's we're going to have the Earth and two different gongs that are tuned to the Earth. We've brought Jupiter in today. We also have Pluto and the Moon and a number of others as well.
You know, it's really interesting. We just had Commander Kat here for Science just about 20 minutes ago, and her final story this morning was about how this particular weekend and from now to the 21st of December, you'll actually be able to see Saturn and Jupiter with the naked eye in the sky. So the planets have quite literally aligned nicely for us all this morning, to use a terrible pun. If you've just joined us, Andrew Cox from Tremendous Health is here at the RTR FM studio. We are talking about the Sounds of the Universe show, which is happening at SciTech this weekend. I'll have more details on that for you shortly. But if you head right now to the RTR FM Facebook page, we are about to go live because Andrew is about to give us a bit of a demonstration. Before you do, though, what's the rehearsal sort of been like to get ready for this?
Yeah, it didn't quite go the way I had expected. We kind of got pretty distracted with what was going on the screen, to be honest. So we spent probably a good hour miking up everything and making sure everything sounded really good. And then when the visuals came on, we kind of went a little bit off the script and started sort of just thinking, oh, that's fantastic. That's better than I thought it would be. So we've had two rehearsals, one to look at the audio and one to play with the audio and then one to look at the visuals. But to hear the two simultaneous on Monday night was pretty special. So
all right, I'm going to jump up and go and stand behind my camera to get all of this going, but I'll let you start explaining and doing all the Planet Gong stuff this morning.
Great. Okay. Well, for the very first sound you're going to hear is actually a quartz crystal singing bowl, which is one of the most modern musical instruments, and this is resonating with the F note, and it's closest to the planetary year, which is a you can hear now just coming in. When I say the planetary year, I refer to the time it takes the Earth's axis to totally change over. It's about 26,000 years. Now I'll introduce the gongs.
I don't even want to talk right now. That was so calming. Thank you so much, Andrew Cox, for playing us some of your planet-aligned instruments this morning.
Thanks very much for having us. Yeah, it's great fun. Yeah.
I want you to come in once a week and just cleanse the RTR FM studio with some sound for me.
I would love to.
6:30 on a Monday morning or something. We'll start the week off right together.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Hey, explain to me what you were holding up here just before. You were shaking almost like wind chime, wooden wind chime instruments.
These are exactly what you described. So these are made from bamboo. There's a little crystal inside them, and they're all tuned to different elements. So this one I have in my hand is tuned to the water element, and they're made in just in the base of the Pyrenees in France. And they're exactly what you said. They're chimes, and I think they're wonderful sounding instruments. So when we play these on Saturday night, we'll have some images of stars flickering, of course, on the screen and things. We often end our sound healing and meditations with these, and they're very popular. Very, very popular.
There's a finality in that sound. It's kind of coming to a close, which is magical. The Sounds of the Universe is happening this weekend in the Planetarium at SciTech. There are 3 shows. 2 have already sold out, but you've added an extra one on Saturday evening. I'm going to put the link to the tickets online. And beyond Sounds of the Universe, where else can we keep up with you?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we're... Our main Facebook page is Tremendous Health. So my wife is a naturopath and I do kinesiology and sound healing, of course. And we have a regular event in South Perth where we do sound healing and meditation every Friday night. So if you look up Tree Mend Us Health, as in a tree mending us, and on Facebook or Instagram or our website as well, it's .com.au on the website. So thanks very much for having us along today.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in. You're welcome back absolutely any time. If you want to have a look and a listen back to this, I will store the Facebook Live over at the RTR FM Facebook page. Andrew Cox, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.